Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully everyone is having a great day so far. Hopefully the volatility has been treating you well. Things have been moving along pretty nicely, all things considered. I mean, lots and lots of ups and downs. The market not really accomplishing a whole lot in the end, but a lot of up and down is always kind of nice. Got some big movement to the downside going on here. Looking at the bigger picture and kind of seeing what's going on from that perspective, we can see that, I mean, overall, the market is just kind of in the giant range. I mean, that's really all it is, just one gargantuan range. All the way up at the highs of 12,020 down to the lows of, the lows are a little bit shady, around 9,000, well, 11,940s down to 910s ish. It's kind of gross down here. But I mean, obviously, man, the trend is still kind of going up now, right? We've got a higher high, a higher low. We've got to get that next higher high in, and that kind of finishes the job. Just have to wait and see how they want to, how they want things to keep going. It's looking interesting. Pulling back quite a bit. All right. Market pulling back just a little bit now. Trying to figure out where it wants to go. I like to see a rotation back up like we've had all week. Yeah, for sure. I'm with you. I mean, this whole thing is just so cyclical right now. It's just up, down, up, down. Makes it nice, I guess, but you can see, I mean, it's a really consistent balance since like November 12th. POC was middle weighted. POC was middle weighted on the 13th. POC was middle weighted on the 16th. Middle weighted on the 17th. Today it's top weighted. I tell you, the one thing that makes me a little bit nervous though is that daily. We still I mean, there's only, you know, 30, 40 minutes left, but this daily bar, that bear bar off the top, yeesh. No volume, so nobody's buying it. But still, that's not what you like to see. Those kind of candles always make me a little bit nervous. Bulls attempting to get a little bit more bullish continuation here. And right back down again. Oh, man. Heavy bear bar back down. This spot's real awkward because this big thick orange dash line, that's the settlement. That's a 984 quarter. Eesh. Market trying to find some selling action here. Sellers? If it wasn't at the settlement, if it wasn't right here, this would be so much easier to get into. Sellers are trying. A strong bear bar might be what they need. It kind of skipped down to the next one. All right, it's gone all the way up in the candle. If that turns back down again, I'm going to look for a short into this. I like this for a continuation push below the 79s. And if the buyers aren't going to be able... Right there, beautiful flush. See if we can get a little bit more continuation. Lots and lots and lots and lots of volume. Stick in that driver's seat. Let her fall. All right, stop is in, just trailing. I'll try to stay with it as long as I can, but I'm also not going to give it back. Fantastic drop. That bull bar on the bottom, though, I hate bull bars like that at the bottom. Why do they always have to show up when I'm short? Like, go away. There we go. Yeah, that worked. Just tell it to go away. Stop is in a little bit closer. See if we can get this thing to continue chugging down. There we go. Nice drive. Beautiful. Woo-hoo-hoo. I like when there's a little bit of icing on the cake. Stop continuing to move down with price. I am not willing to exit this. I just want to let it go. All right, taken out on the stop. What a drive. Holy crap. Blam! Glad I grabbed a couple. Big, big move to the downside. Now, this move up, I mean, it's probably going to be, this is probably going to be initially a profit-taking move. A secondary leg down and makes sense. Just don't expect as big of a leg, right? Smaller. Yeah, that worked out really nice. That timing was immaculate. Got a couple seconds too late and I would have missed the party. Whew. Secondary bear bar to the downside might get something going. Seems like there's a buyer stepping up at 56. Ugh. Super back and forth here. That's not so much back and forth anymore. That's a pretty strong bull move. See what the sellers want to do about that. Seems like there's some buyers building up in the 58s. Nice heavy bear bar here would get sellers back in again. Good heavy bear bar. Ugh. Oh, that could have been just a lot better. That's okay. All right, it's still following through. I'll look for a singular entry at least. I like that move. But, man, that bear bar could have been a lot better. Got to see some continuation back to the downside, preferably a push below the 55s. And then we start trailing on off down to the 50s. Again, expectation isn't as high with something like this because, well, it's so far down, right? It's real low down here. So stop is in, but I've got to be real aggressive with the stop, at least initially, and see if we can get this thing to break down a little bit further. Come on, Bessie, keep on going. I'm trying to stay in. I'm trying to stay in. No. Ah. Taken out. To the tick, too. Every freaking time. Man, every time. It's a NASDAQ, you vindictive thing. All right, sellers trying to get a little more rotation to the downside. Oh, they got it too. Man, I got swished. Jeez, right before the push down too. Rotten buggers. Oh well. Seeing some bulls stepping up at the 45s. More likely just sellers taking profit. Starting to get down into these big swings, these 940s. Sellers are going to want to be a little bit cautious as we start getting into this area. There's going to be a lot more profit taking going on down here. Oh, yeah. It's just, it never fails, man. It never fails. It doesn't matter if it's the NASDAQ or crude oil. They're going to get you out one way or another. Bear slide right back down again. Heavy bear move. Going into 341. All right, we got a little bit of time. Still got some time. Sellers are still just pile driving this thing lower. No pullbacks. That's a really heavy bear bar. Sellers are probably going to break down on that too. I wish it wasn't so low. When you zoom out real far and you look at where we are, this is a messy spot. And now with this massive lower high off the top. This is looking pretty... this is looking pretty wicked to the downside here. The last level of support, last kind of line in the sand, if you will, for buyers, going to be 11,923-ish. That's kind of like the last ditch. If they can't hold inside there, it's kind of game over. We're getting close. Getting close real fast, too. Nice big pop. Oh, that's a really nice bear bar. It's after that strong bull bar, so I need to see a little bit of extra proof here. I'm gonna have to zoom in on my visual. The range is too big for the 1 second chart. Give me another strong little bear bar here. Might be that next push down. Try to finish it off down to the sub 25s. Got to be careful down here because if it's not going to go, it's not going to go. All right, opportunity for shorts to start pushing in here. I like this area to try to break down below the 30s and then shove into the 25s. Pushing into the bottom, trying to shove the base. There we go. First target's out. Get the secondary push into that zone. Whoo, that's a big pullback. I'm out. Nope. That pulled back a little too far for my trail. I was just getting ready to get the stop in. By the time it was already up there, it was out. I'm late. No, not today. How's it going, JT? Hopefully you're doing well. It's been a wild day so far. Well, actually, when I say so far, what I really mean is like the last maybe like 20 minutes. Earlier in the day, it was pretty slow. All right, buyers are coming in a little bit ahead of that zone of support. Man, I really didn't think it would get stuck early, but there was a big buyer that popped up right there. There's only 38 contracts. I mean, I can't imagine that putting a base in this, you know? Just doesn't feel like we're done yet. It's starting to look like that way too, huh? I was glued to the screen for the last one. Okay, well that's okay. I understand that then. That's fine. Sellers starting to grab that pressure again. This zone of support down here is becoming real tough. You can see the bids starting to stack up underneath 28s. Okay, that's some heavy selling that just came in right there. Oh, look at that bull bar. Oof. That wasn't very nice. If the sellers take it back, I mean, there's not a buyer in the planet that's going to hang out after that. They're trying. They're trying. 1 tick 2 engulfing. They couldn't get the job done. Oh, they couldn't do it. It's still not that bad of a bear bar, but there's a big difference between a candle that looks like that and a bear engulfing candle. Man, the buyers put up a heck of a defense. Maybe it wasn't enough. All right, nice bear bar down. Shorts definitely looking for an opportunity to push the market back lower here. That was a big flush higher here. Woof. No thanks. I jumped out of 2 of them, reduce risk, see if we can get a little bit of a pullback, but that move back up again. Yeah, I'm out. Jeez. I should have looked over at chat just a second earlier. Well, there you go. Good job. I don't know if the S&P popped like the NASDAQ did, but man, that caught a real big pop. Bears to the downside, but after a bull bar like that, I've got to imagine shorts are skittish. I like the long. I just wanted to go a little bit for that green box was right there, you know? I thought they were going to get one more push to finish the job, but that thing reversed out of there. Like, wow. Bulls trying to break back above all of this congestion. That's a giant bull bar. After that move down, if sellers can't get this to pull back, they're not going to stick around. Nice flush to the downside. Every seller on the planet is going to be looking to utilize that as a way to get out if they're going to look for a move. If it can't get going back to the upside, we're probably going to get driven right back down to the lows. Oh, they're going to dump on me twice, aren't they? Well, maybe. This big bounce back. I'll give it a little wiggle room. I did reduce almost all, though. That bull bar is not going to do the trick. All right, looks like they're going to flush a little bit lower. Now we're starting to get into the zone of support. 920s, big area of a lot of volume sitting down in the 920s. Jeez. Pushing back down into the support. 22s are going to be the big zone. I'd like to see if they can get a little bit of a dip down to the low 20s. All right, I'm going to grab an initial position here just in the event that it's not going to let me. Wow, okay. Glad I did that. I wanted a little bit more. Wow, that whip. Ooh, lordy, we're coming into the final 10 minutes now. I'm going to jump out on that. See if we can get another flash flood back underneath the 30s. Scalpers are starting to come in real aggressive here. This is where volume goes a little bit crazy, so just be careful. We're in a major zone of support if buyers are going to try to turn it around. I'm a little more I'm not so much on the gas pedal to the downside, that's for sure. Even, I mean, he says in the face of the bear flash flood to the downside on the 5-minute. Obviously, it's bearish. I mean, right this second. I'd rather sell higher. This bullish support still trying to cause a bit of trouble. The 920s. There they go. Now they got through the 920s. That big order's been resting there for a while. Now they got them out. Nice push through this area of support. Now, this is what you like to see for invalidation. When they're trying to invalidate a level and prove that it's not there, they slice through it, right? The last time they bounced ahead of it, then they bounced on it. Now they just cut right through it. Little bit late to the party, but if we can get a pop-up towards the 930s, even though it would be back above this zone, that's likely where the rejection is going to push back down again. Man, I don't know. Are they going to be able to get up there? $23s? I'd like to see at least 23s. Ooh, boy, that's a big, heavy bear bar. If they start triggering underneath that candle, I might not get the 23s. All right, bears triggered in short. That's going to be where that flash flood is going to try to get the shove to the downside. There it is. Blam! Big blow off on the lows. First objective's off. Secondary move to the downside. All of those buyers that were just in, this break even, so either gets going back to the downside or all of these shorts jump ship. It's got to go back down. Oh, they poke break even. You can see them messing with it. Like, ooh, you gonna get out? Huh? You gonna get out? They're tickling it. Oh, right to the bitter end. You see them trap it out? Now, if they start buying below the previous bull bar, that's a problem, but we're not going to know until it turns higher, so there's no reason to exit down here. I will put a buy stop above that, though, because if it starts hitting that, then I'm not interested. There we go. Beautiful continuation to the downside. Go, shorts, go. Whoa, whoa. Hi, bull bar. Jeez, where did you come from? Alrighty. Still got about 5 minutes. 5 minutes until we start pushing into 4 o'clock, and that's when things get a little bit wild. Ooh, buyers picked it up real fast underneath that at 910. That got gobbled up quick. Ooh, never mind. there it goes. Ruh-roh. Ooh, any long who might have just gotten in that just got crapped up. Oh, man, it's got to turn around now. For the longs, at least. This is great for shorts. I'd like to see a nice, small, heavy, down-weighted candle to get things going. the opposite of what I asked for, NASDAQ. Sure. That's crazy price action on the NASDAQ. Yeah, it's nuts. When the bid ask is jumping around and it's it can go crazy. That's why it's an absolute blessing to have the micros, because I mean realistically, trying to trade this on the full size, it doesn't matter what size account you've got. $1,000 evaporates in a flash of an eye. You know, it's crazy how fast this moves. It's just not worth the risk. Not with this pop too. Who needs it? You only need like 2 or 3 micros these days. It's insane. I love it. This is like S&P back in the day, you know, when it had, it sounds ridiculous now, but back when it had like 30-point ranges, you know, when that was a big deal. That's when it was good, you know, and now it feels like it's that again. That was back in like 2008 when the markets were going nuts. I mean, obviously they had some good ranges, but all right, we got 1 minute until 58. When we get to 58, that's when order cutoffs start happening. Then we start rolling into the end of the day. Sellers still look like they're going to try to get another push down here. Ooh, well, maybe. Maybe not. Maybe. Nice heavy bear bar. Big sellers stepped up ahead of 908 too. Looks like they're trying to back up this move to the downside. Big wall of sellers just showed up at 905 too. Whoa. That bull bar though. Sellers? What sellers? That's why you always got to know when 58's going to happen. Weird orders happen when 58 happens. Do you see it? That's why we were talking about it. Those crazy orders just all of a sudden, bam, there they are. Like, oh, okay. Today it wasn't so bad, but some days, especially at 28, at 9:28, right before the open on the NASDAQ, that's when it gets real fun. Got 1 minute to go. A little over 1 minute. Lots of volatility coming in. Bears trying to step up a little bit. Let's see in the final minute if we can just see what's going on from a pure, a pure volume standpoint. Sellers pushing back down again. Big buyer just jumped in at 12s. They got out of the way. Did you see them? They moved. Right before it got filled. They're like, nope. Oh, now they're back again. Oh, now they got some. See, now they got filled. There's the 12. There's more of them getting filled. Sellers pushing back to the downside. Big wall of them down at 11,900. Holy crap. Brick wall at 11,900. It just got eaten through. Oh, there it goes. Wow, what a move. Just flushed them right through. That was a Ferrari through a styrofoam wall. Just non-existent. Big pop back to the upside now after 4 o'clock. Wow, what a crazy drive. Well, that's going to do it for today. Great afternoon of trading. Tons of volatility. Just be careful out there. This whole week's going to be a bit nuts. So keep those stops in play. Let the winners run, right? If I missed anything or if you have any questions, as always, you can shoot me an email, jhb@ssftg.com. And that will do it. So enjoy, rest up, have a great one, and we will see you all tomorrow. Have a good one. Thanks.